Hey, what's up, guys? I got some things to talk about. Number one, how the Combat Art Training Summit went, and then some Pennsylvania classes coming up. And then also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the open carry in Florida, which is kind of crazy. I think I'll do another live stream on that at some point where I'm gonna probably go through some photos and some posts and show you guys some stuff. Um, Maybe I won't put it all up, since they are private groups and want to be respectful. But some crazy things I've been seeing with the open carry. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. First and foremost, the Combat Art Summit was a success. It was awesome. I had a great time, and it seemed like everyone had a great time. I got a lot of good feedback on how I can do an even better job next time, and some simple things I can implement to make the organization and the structure a lot better, and to bring higher levels of satisfaction to both the students and the instructors. But everyone was super happy with having gone to it. So, first off, thank you to all the instructors and all the vendors that came. Like, it wouldn't have been a thing if you guys hadn't shown up, and you guys showing up gave the students a reason to come. And so, thank you also to all the students who came. Also, we raised $1,205 for the Aiming for Truth raffle, which is a foundation that Kevin Dixie runs. And it took him 7 years to raise $7,000. So we did over a year's worth of work in a weekend. So, thank you guys. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. He's connected to a lot of big people in the industry, and you guys gave him more help than I saw from anyone else in the industry. So that means the world to me that we were able to accomplish that. We are already looking at scheduling a date, and hopefully it will be in Camden. We're talking about doing it before the summer of next year so that it won't be too hot. And I've already got some ideas and some people that said they're willing to come for that event. But if we were able to do that, all we need is a date right now. It'll be fucking awesome. Now, the way it worked for the Combat Arts Summit that we did at Taprack Ridge. Also, yeah, wow, I don't mean to be an asshole. Thank you, Robin Bobo, everyone up there at Taprack Ridge. Donnie wasn't able to be there. But he is the dude that put in all the work building all the infrastructure there. Thank you to those guys. They're literally just students who love this shit enough to go ahead and create a facility for it. So that was awesome that they could host us and we could do that. And if you are an instructor within our circle looking for a place to teach, they're trying to keep it a little bit more tighter this next year as to who they're allowing to come teach there. But I would look at Taprack Ridge in Gray, Kentucky, and I would also go to their website and just see what classes they have coming up. I will be scheduling more stuff there in the future. I know Tactical Response is going there, but awesome facility. They treat you super well, and it's run by actual students. So what more could you ask for? Now, I'm going to just, because we're talking on the Combat Art Summit, I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of the way we ran it this time, talk through this a little bit. So what we had going on was multiple locations. So we had a live fire range, a classroom, and then a 4-on-4 / match area. So we would run a pistol class, a medical class, then a hand-to-hand class. And so you got to pick what you went to. And then we would take an hour break. There'd be some stuff going on during that break you could attend. And then there was a rifle class, Sonny giving a lecture, and then another medical class. Notice we put a lot of emphasis on medical for the Combat Arts Summit. I meant for it to be a thing where you could go to the summit and fill the voids of your training. At least put your toes in the water and start heading the right direction, and have an idea of what you need to do next to fill those voids. And then we had a low light section. So we did low light shooting, low light medical, and then we did do some like kind of on the fly adjustments. So like we were able to make it so that everyone was able to go to Sunny's lecture and then Kayla's medical scenarios. And we were able to do it so that everyone got to do the live fire shooting, and then some guys went to do low light force on force. Most of the guys were pretty burnt out, and I don't blame them. I do tend to run people pretty hard. But then next day, shotgun, radio, and survival fire and bushcraft. And then we had shooting on the move, active shooter, and force on force medical. So very full event, and it was meant to be something where, you know, again, you could go having not done a lot of training, or maybe you've done a lot of training, but you've been too focused on shooting stuff. And now you can do some shooting stuff, but you can fill those voids. And a big thing with this was like mandatory skills. So like there are mandatory skills that we should all have. And then after you've gotten good at those, then you can worry about some of the cool stuff. Like you shouldn't own night vision and suck at medical. Okay. I would say you shouldn't own a plate carrier and suck at medical. Like that's a problem. Like honestly. So that was kind of the idea with it, and having more stuff besides just the fighting side too, like the bushcraft, of course, medical, having stuff, also radio, of course, stuff that was like besides the fighting side, overall preparedness, things that could help you. And we're going to continue that theme at the next summit. But I have other ideas on how exactly that's going to work. So that's very cool. I was super happy with the way it turned out, especially because I was really starting to stress out over it, because it was, you know, a big deal as far as the amount of people that were involved, and, you know, just making sure everything ran smoothly. But like the way I like to do things, I tend to make it so it's like, it's kind of self-regulating, and there was a lot of that. And so all the instructors and all the students did a fucking fantastic job at making things go smoothly. But it will be better the next time because I learned a lot from it. So thank you to everyone who helped out with that, everyone who promoted it, everyone who showed up, everyone who's teaching, all the students, the vendors. Big thanks to, Iron Pig Armament. The cameras got me messed up. Iron Pig Armament showing up, and he's the guy building my rifles now. I'm going to go Monday to pick up my Pig 9, and that is a 9mm AR, which I was totally against, but now I'm really digging it, and I'm going to do some content on it and really the why behind it, why I actually like it. But he was there and even put up a custom made upper receiver for the Aiming for Truth raffle. So like everyone who donated stuff, everyone who contributed, thank you guys so much. It really fucking means the world to me. It was really amazing to see, and I can't wait to do it again. Now, coming up in Pennsylvania, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, October 17th, we have rifle cheat codes. And then the 18th and 19th, we have patrolling the homestead. Now, unfortunately, Jay will not be there. However, his wife was like, I need you to come to Italy with me. And he is making his wife happy. So like, I can't be upset with him over that. Like, I get it, I was talking with Aaron Little about it, and he was like, it's a very special thing to have. And, I certainly have grown to appreciate how close I am with my wife and how much I love her and how much she really is like things suck when I don't have her there. So I totally totally get him being like, I gotta go to Italy with my wife. So maybe in the future we'll be able to schedule another patrolling class where Jay will be able to be there. But for the blocks that I would normally have Jay teach, Gary will be there. Mike should be there. So I know both of those guys can easily fill in those blocks. And also originally I taught the class alone, so like I could do it. But I would like to get it. I would like to talk to Gary and Mike and see if they want to contribute. So if you haven't trained with Tremis Dynamics or 0 Point Training, those dudes, awesome fucking instructors. Gary was invited to the summit, but he wasn't able to make it. But Mike was there. He was teaching radio stuff, fucking banging awesome radio class. I was watching, and it was different than Evan's class, which is where all my radio training came from. So that was also something I like appreciated because it was a different perspective on radios, and he was more focused on the martial aspect of it. But yeah, like fundamentally, the way I teach rifle and pistol was totally changed a couple years ago when I trained with Tremis Dynamics. And for instance, the rifle cheat codes class, there's a technique in there that I learned from Gary Marr of Tremis Dynamics, and I just took it like all the way. And I like tested it and everything because it was specifically for shooting on the move, but I tested it in everything else. And I also have my students in rifle cheat codes like test the different techniques and be like, all right, so for this situation, like you could be shooting on the move, you could be using cover, you could be sprinting, stop and have to shoot, you could be target transitions. I have my students test it, and basically that technique that I got from Gary, I just took a little bit further, and it's changed the way a lot of people shoot. I actually at the Combat Art Summit during the rifle block, I was just showing that technique and having the students test it. And I actually have a student from North Carolina who is an old school recon Marine, and he was telling me after class, he's like, I can't wait because I'm going back to my reunion. We're going to get with his old unit, his recon unit, and he's like, I'm going to show them all what you showed me. And I was like, you're going to piss them off, but you see that it works. So and you can see more of what I'm talking about there if you're a member of Liber TV with the basic rifle cheat codes DVD. That is up, so give that a watch. But yeah, so rifle cheat codes up on the screen now, and that again will be on a Friday, October 17th, and then we will have patrolling the homestead. Unfortunately, Jay won't be there, but it'll be October. Oh man, I totally screwed up the scroll down there. Looks like it's not an 11-day class. It's October 18th and 19th. Let me fix that. Man, all the stuff I typed today, and I had to go and fuck that up and put it out on the internet. All right, fixing it now. Luckily, I'm not that much of a boomer where I can fix it on the fly. I probably could have not said anything. No one would have noticed. But there we go. Now the scroll is correct. All right, so October 17th, rifle cheat codes. October 18th and 19th, patrolling the homestead. Now, patrolling the homestead, that class, I really enjoy. I haven't been teaching it nearly as much because I've been focusing more on my other curriculum. More stuff that is by my design, and a lot more different than anything else out there. As far as the way normal classes are taught. And so I haven't been teaching patrolling the homestead that much, but I think it's a really beneficial class because, if we think about it, I mean, for one, we may be in the book of Revelations right now, so you should probably be fucking good at, patrolling. The whole premise of the class is basically get from point A to point B without getting in a fight. But if you do, how do we get out of it? Like, how do we get through that fight most effectively with the fewest casualties? Because if we had to put on guns and walk around in cool guy gear, there is no one coming to help you. Like, 2 casualties will ruin everything for you. So when we talk about patrolling in that class, it's from a mindset of like, okay, either government's collapsed, there could be just civil unrest, it could be we got invaded, sure, and this is all theoretical, but I would also argue that you could look at Ukraine and none of those guys thought they were going to have to be patrolling 6 years ago. So look how things have changed. It's an important skill, and we take the philosophies and the things that are taught in the military, like the things that you could learn in Marine Corps Pub 3 TAC 11, or if you were an infantry Marine like me, you take that stuff, you adapt it to civilians. So that automatically means we're cutting out a shit ton of the formations. It means that when we talk about like a combat patrol or, like the different types of patrolling, there's a different mission involved. The key thing is getting from point A to point B safely, preferably without a fight at all. But it's a really fun class, really cool stuff. And I'm going to take a second look at the handout, but right now the handout is 19 pages long. So anyways, check that out. Again, I'm going to put up the rifle cheat codes class on the screen. And then if you're like, man, that's awesome, but I hate clicking buttons. Well, here you go. Multiple class sign up. You can sign up for both of them with one click. I think I got to update it. So if the price is like insanely low, yeah, I think I got to update that. But so don't think you can scam me, but I'll do that right now too. Now, I saw we got a couple friends in here. I want to say what's up to you guys. Garrett, what is going on? Damn, where is the fucking, oh, that's the button. Okay, kind of a boomer still. Garrett, what's going on? Oh, look, you went on Facebook and YouTube. And we got Tom Holy B. What is up, man? Now, I want to talk about open carry in Florida. So first off, what are your guys' comments, questions, concerns with open carry? Go ahead, start typing that now. I'm going to say a few things while you do that, and then I want to look at what you guys have commented. I want to make like a full-length video on this subject, but I'd like to riff with you guys a little bit about it, especially because I see 2 dudes that I will sit on the phone for hours with in my chat right now. So one of my main concerns with open carry, it's not so much that you're the first target, it's that you're a walking holster for the bad guy. If you think about it, the overall thing about why I don't like open carry, although I support it, like it shouldn't be illegal to open carry a gun. That's bullshit. But I also think it's stupid to open carry a gun. Now, people will be like, well, when I'm hiking with a backpack, and yeah, dude, if you're in a place where you could be open carrying a rifle because you're hunting, I don't care that you open carry a pistol. That's not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is people who open carry their pistol, and the only reason why they're carrying their gun is because now they're allowed to open carry their gun, but they didn't carry it before then. Now they're just starting to. My main thing on why it's stupid is, yeah, that the least trained people are carrying guns, which they should be allowed to do, and I want them to do it. But especially if you don't have training, you should be concealing it, especially. But my main concern is you are a walking holster, okay? There's a joke that if you don't have BJJ, you're just a holster for the bad guy. I would say if you're open carrying, you're a holster for the bad guy too. And I've seen many videos, like even dudes just fucking around with cops. pulling their gun out from their holster. There's memes about that too, like the urge to take the gun out of the cop's holster. And there was even a guy arrested because he had one of those things. It was like the toy where you squeeze the button and then the shark mouth grabs the thing that you can buy at the zoo for your kid. And a dude got arrested because he was taking guns out of cops' holsters with that. And then I see these comments of like, which holster should I get? And they're like, if you're going to open carry, make sure it's a level blah, blah, blah retention at least. And it's like, dude, bad guys can figure that out. They can figure out your retention level. Like, it's not a big secret to them. Like, it's not like they can't figure out that, oh, I have to press this button to get the thing out. So the idea that you can just get an level 2 or level 3 retention holster and now it's okay to open carry is retarded. Those guns can get taken from you still, especially if you consider the fact that the dude's probably not going to be wrestling with you and then taking it. He's probably going to sneak up and grab that shit from you. And again, there's videos of it. There's videos right now you can watch of people stealing a dude's gun because they see it in his back pocket or some other dumbass place. Okay? So that's my big thing with it. Now, I finished typing this, and I'm going to get right back to it because I had to make that change. Okay, so 450 plus 225, 575. Okay. Got it. All right. I fixed that thing in real time. It's hard when you're the one dude running the YouTube channel, the training, the nylon. Think I don't run the shipping anymore, and the website all at once. Okay, so Garrett's been teaching at instructor school the past few days. Right on, bro. I want to talk to you on the phone, see if I can pick your brain on that. Garrett, I cannot wait for you to start your own business teaching. You could probably do it now, but I get what you're doing, trying to make sure you get a retirement. I don't care about open carry, but there are most definitely tactical disadvantages to doing it. Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, I'm all for, not having any more gun laws or any gun laws at all, really. But yeah, I don't think it's the right thing to do. Open in the woods, concealed everywhere else. Yeah, sure, totally. And I get it too, because like walking around, especially if you have a backpack, and you're hiking, like walking around with an inner waistband holster in shitty terrain sucks. It's funny because I had a conversation with Tom about this where some people say shooting is shooting, and it's like, is it though? Because like, me shooting a BB gun or my kids shooting a BB gun at a soda can in the backyard is not the same as a SWAT guy coming in to take a hostage shot after he's been shot already. Is shooting, is walking. So yeah, me walking around everyday life, normal stuff. Yeah, it should be concealed. But I totally get it if you want to open carry in the woods. Totally get it. Ashikaru, Tom Holy B. Open carry is no bueno. It's fine to be legal, but you're going to lose your gun. I'll add that if you can't hike with your concealed, your holster sucks. Open carry is truck gunning. Well, I like truck guns, but I have a different approach to that too. You can hike with a concealed gun. It just sucks more. It does. Your shoes, your pants, your belt, and your holster are all critical pieces of gear for your mobility. And like, as a dude who's had to hike like up to, over 20 miles in a day, like every little bit of thing that makes you uncomfortable will fucking wear you out. So I'm like, I get it for you're in the woods or whatever. All right, Casey Kemp. Thank you for being at the summit, Casey. I have been told by a work acquaintance they will carry a 1911 with a lanyard so it won't be stolen. Great fucking plan. Yes, exactly. Dummy cords prevent theft. Casey, you got to. Yeah. Oh man, I gotta make a note right now for an open carry video to put that in. All right, because I'm making notes for the open carry video. All right, lanyard 1911. I have to mention that. Thank God. Thank you. All right, that's why training is necessary for open carry holsters. It does not solve the problem, but it does at least help. Are you talking about for like retention and stuff, or for like level 2 and level 3 retention? Love what you're doing, sir. It's awesome. Thank you, man. I love what you're doing too. You put in fucking good work. Again, I'll tell everyone right now, Garrett's a dude who's like takes a shit ton of classes, probably more than me, like on his own dime throughout the year. I'm not sure, but I might be close. But he's like, out of the people I know, not many do that. And if there is one, he's going to be one of them. And that's outside of work I'm talking about. But then I'll talk to him and he's still like, yep, got to get better going to the range or going to class, got to improve. And I'm like, it's like that joke about the dude with all the muscles at the gym. It's like, you have them all. You're good. That would be Garrett. Francisco, got to make it to the next summit. Yes, you do. You will fucking love it. And for everyone watching that wants the next summit to happen, especially if you want it to happen in Camden, pressure Joey. Just like pressure Joey, pressure Kayla. Just be like, hey, I want the summit to be in Camden. When's the date going to be there? And I've already talked to them. I've already put it out there. I know they're going to have a meeting shortly. So hopefully we'll just have a date next week or something. But yeah, the summit was awesome. I'm so fucking happy with the way it went. It is something that not only like our circle needs, but it's something this industry needs. Because when I look at the summits, like, even if like the night ops summit is cool because it's low light stuff, but at the same time, it's, when I went, there was room clearing stuff, but primarily it was shooting involved, right? We had shooting too, but that was not the main focus, because if we only focus on that, we're only going to be good at that. And then there was like the shooter symposium, which I did want to go to, but that is pure shooting. And then there's the Kentucky Sustainable Living, and there's the Self-Reliance Festival, but those are more survivalist prepper type stuff. And I want to bring some of that to the Combat Arts Summit. I want a piece of that to be there because it's also a thing that not all of us have gotten exposed to. So that's very important. Markers, who is this? And then Francisco, why not Florida? I was thinking about doing a Florida one too, but getting people to come to Florida and getting Floridians to train would be more difficult, whereas Camden is a very familiar place. The location has enough infrastructure around it where we could be like, all right, guys, go out to eat, be back here in 2 hours, and it would work. I could do probably Mayaka, but Mayaka is a harder location because it's 45 minutes from everything. Like legitimately, like I don't know a restaurant within 30 minutes of the Mayaka range. But it is a consideration. Aries is a consideration for it too. But also it's like, how much is it going to cost to use Aries? So what I want to do is I want to do the next one in Camden. When that one starts selling well enough, that's a proven concept, then I can start scheduling the next one. Pure Ballistics, Casey Kemp again. The summit was awesome. I was able to fight a Bigfoot with a taser knife. New level unlocked. Yeah. I can't wait to see the video of that too. Garrett, yes, training on how to open carry, all the retention plus awareness, both physical aspects and the mindset piece. Yes. Yes, I already talked to Joey about the next summit. Right on. If you ever wanted to try Georgia, let me know. Yeah, that would be cool. I thought you were in Alabama. I'm like, am I fucked up on that? That's Prepared Citizens. Everyone should check his YouTube channel out. And if you're going to watch the content, you should subscribe. Not trying to be a dick. Don't subscribe if you're not going to, because that's actually going to fuck him over. That looks worse to YouTube's algorithm if you subscribe and don't watch anything. But check out the channel. I've mentioned him a few times on my channel, especially with the tourniquets mounted to a rifle video. All right. Yeah, man, Florida sucks, and no one went to training last weekend. Yeah. I was disappointed in Florida. Well, yeah, but at the same time, the biggest thing is we need to do a better job of spreading the word. Evan, hey, what's up, man? I'm sorry, I haven't texted you back. I've been kind of fucking running back and forth. I haven't had a real chance to get on the phone. He said, hello, free people. And I already talked to Evan about trying to get him at the next summit because I really want him to be there. No, you're not. I live in Alabama. Range is in Georgia. Okay, right on. All right, yeah. And I want to get you some gear. I'm sorry, I've been fucking completely backed up, and even like I'm still working on shit for Evan right now. I got 2 more bags I gotta get done for him, which should be done shortly. Like, because I know I'm going to be sewing on them tomorrow, so they should be done shortly. But yeah. Now, all right. Any other comments or concerns with open carry? One I've got too. I get it. That's people say like Serpa holsters are a training issue, but in the Florida Facebook groups, Serpa holsters are the things that they're all starting to carry in. And if you are not familiar, like I banned Serpa holsters from my classes. And the reason is to get a gun out of a Serpa holster, you have to press a button with your trigger finger as you pull the gun up. So a little bit of motion forward, and that finger is highly likely to fall on the trigger. But even just going straight up, pressing like that into the holster as you draw the gun up is just likely to cause you to ND. And so I just hate that design. Also, I've seen videos where those things get locked up when dudes are rolling around on the ground. Even heard a story about a cop was wrestling with the dude. Next call, he goes, he needs to take his gun out, and it's locked up just because of the design of it. You get little pebbles and shit like that in it, and it stops working. So what I'm seeing is guys who are just now starting to carry a gun, they're buying those and carrying them. And it's like, that's the dude with the least training. So it's like, some guys are like, hey, you can just, the Serpa holster is a training issue. Okay, but it's still a shit design. And also the dudes using them have the least training. They're going to practice the least with them. My other big concern with open carry, again, I believe everyone should carry their gun. I think so. I don't believe you should have to have training to carry a gun. It's a God-given right. And I even think that background checks are bullshit, and that we should be able to own machine guns, hand grenades, and whatever the fuck we want. That being said, now the least trained dudes are out there carrying guns, but they're open carrying them. So that is, like they say it's a deterrent. Maybe, yeah. I had my gun printing one time at a gas station. I can guarantee you it was a deterrent because the scrote bag that came and talked to me kept doing target glances down at my pistol. And then when I told him that I wasn't going to give him any money, he left me alone. So yeah, it can be a deterrent. Absolutely. But also you're a walking target, not just as like the first guy I'm going to shoot. Okay. Because honestly, I would say it's more of a deterrent if a dude's thinking about just shooting up a place and saw a dude with a gun. I think you're a target in the sense that I'm going to take that shit for the bad guy. So I think they're making themselves more likely to be in a fight because they're open carrying it. And also, I think that they're the most likely to lose a fight. And also, I think that if anything does happen, they're the least trained dude now who has a gun. And like one thing I was thinking about, potentially that could be really bad. It could be like that dude's going to shoot the wrong person because he hasn't taken violence seriously until he was allowed to open carry. Now he's walking around with a gun. So again, I'm not trying to sound like anti-freedom in any way. I'm not against open carry. I'm against open carriers. I'm totally against them, And do I believe you should be able to, express your rights? Sure. In fact, I want to actually interview the armed fishermen and some of those like Second Amendment auditor type dudes. Because you know what? I believe they're doing good work. When we heard about open carry in Texas with back when everyone was freaking people out because they're wearing ARs and SKSs and Ruger 1022s to get their coffee at Starbucks as a form of protest. Well, the reason behind that is because that was legal, but open carrying a pistol wasn't. So they were pointing out how fucking retarded that was. So I support that. Is it the right way to go about it? I would say no, Is it smart to open carry? I'd say no. The exercise in the Second Amendment thing? Well, I do get that. I do get that, though. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you think people should be carrying as a form of protest, like open carrying, or as a expression of rights? How do you guys feel about that? I simply think they're untrained targets walking piles of free gear, and that's the thing. I'm like, I think it's kind of dumb. Evan, I will get it blocked off and be there already. Have some ideas. All right, cool. All right. I like read that weird. Already have some ideas. Cool. Are you also going to do Kentucky Sustainable Living or the next Self-Reliance Festival? Because I was looking at working those. Garrett, been working on your stuff with shooting and moving. Good starting point. I'm looking into a few things. You have so much great information. Thank you, bro. That fucking means the world to me. I truly appreciate that. Like that coming from you, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Radio Made Easy is awesome. Get his training and equipment, also from Garrett. Yes. Prepared citizens. What about myth of open carry? If the criminal sees it, they won't mess with you. Yeah. That's not true. Like I said, I think it's, just like you can see fucking videos, like there's a really good video of, it's sad. Okay. Of course it's bad, but it's a good video in the sense that it fucking shows you how dumb open carry is. There's a dude standing in line at the gas station. Another dude filming someone's filming. Dude takes his gun out of his back pocket and they're like, hey, bro, come on. Falls him out. And the dude shoots him. Stupid. Like, I think you're more likely to get messed with. Especially like what? Because you have a gun. It's not like violence is not rock, paper, scissors. It's not 5 dudes more athletic than you gets beaten by gun. It's not as simple as that. Violence is chaos. Agree with you 100%. Homestead Medical. Hey, bro, I'm sorry. I also have to text you back. I hope everything is good. I'm sorry you weren't able to make it to the summit. But I hope everything is good for you, Chuck. Competition dudes and dudes that don't train are thrilled about open carry. Yeah. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I so want to see a USPSA belt in the wild. That would be so great. Brandon Davis, what's up, bro? Open carry is for Baofangs. If I'm open carrying, I usually have a rifle, not a pistol. Yes, and that's the way that it should be too. I agree with that. And that's like the thing I used to say was like, when people be like, what do you think about open carry? I'm like, I think if you're open carrying, it should be because you're open carrying a rifle, and it should be because there's a reason to be doing that. That was a simplified version. But like the shit I'm seeing on the Facebook groups, like Florida Carry and stuff like that, it's I don't know, it's wild. There's things I'm like, what? This is still a thing? Like, really? And like one big thing too is I've seen it a few times where they're like, what holster should I get for my insert dumb weird gun that you can't buy shit for because it's a piece of shit? And then and then of course they get driven towards a circle holster. And I'm like, God, this is so bad. Stop being weird. Go get trained, buy a 9mm Glock. Stop thinking you're special, because you're fucking not. All right, I think the two types open carrying are the magic trailsmen and the cliche 1911 people, but I am for anything that might educate police on constitutional rights. I agree. I totally agree. I probably look like one cop-hating motherfucker right now, too. If you would look at the things I've been sharing on Instagram, I share good stuff where cops are the good guys, too, so don't hear it that way. I just definitely do not like tyrannical authority. That is my big thing. So there's like there's a channel, Delete Laws, and he just shows dirty cops the whole time, and like abuse from police. And it's like, I personally know some people too that have bragged about it. Not Garrett in here. He is a good cop, and like fucking thank God for him. He's a cop I would want to be at my emergency. Same with Calvin Lim. He's a cop. So it's like, it's like the thing where people try to not be racist and they're like, I have black friends. Well, it's like, I'm not completely anti-police. I have police friends, dudes that I'm like, I learn from, dudes that I like talking to. But there's also some really fucking bad ones. That shit needs to be highlighted. And so that's why I share it. But I also highlight the good shit I see from cops too. Just happens to be the algorithm likes to feed me the bad shit more. But yeah, constitutional rights is a thing. One thing, when I moved to Florida, I asked 5 different cops. I said, all right, if I have my concealed carry permit, can I keep a loaded rifle in my vehicle? Which is a yes or no question. So if I have my concealed carry permit, can I have a loaded rifle in my vehicle? 3 of them said, I don't know. That's a fucking problem. That's a fucking problem that they don't know the answer to a yes or no question on whether or not you can keep a loaded rifle in your vehicle. So 3 out of the 5 said, I don't know. 1 said, well, why would you need that? Which is not yes or no. The 5th one said, I wouldn't do that because if you got pulled over, then the cop might see it and then blah, 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 whatever faggot shit he said after that. So between asking 5 uniformed officers, I got no clear answer. This is a problem. Like, if you are enforcing laws, you should know the fucking laws. And you know what's something funny too? I've heard from dudes who used to be cops that they say that if they get pulled over and they get asked, do you have a gun in the car? They will lie because they don't want the situation to escalate. They don't want guns pointed at them. You can ask Kayla about the time she had cops point guns at her when she was doing nothing wrong. It's a fucking problem. Chuck, I'm crushed. I couldn't be there. Looked amazing. Dude, you have had a blast and you were missed. Yeah. I'm sorry you couldn't be there, but I hope everything is good for you now. Also, don't feel bad if you're doing the right thing. It's okay. I'm not mad at you for it. Open carry means you have to have so much situational awareness, need to be watching everything. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. And the other thing too is like thinking about as a civilian open carrying, you're probably going to be getting target glanced by every motherfucker that sees it. And so we have a game we play at Gunfight Club, and Casey, you can comment on because you've done it. But so we all got airsoft guns on us, right? And I have all the participants stand in a tight circle facing outward. They have to stay in a small area. They're not allowed to talk. What I do is I put a hand on each of them. If I squeeze you 3 times, that means you're the active shooter. Active shooter gets a full mag. Everyone else gets 1 shot. The active shooter is supposed to shoot everyone, and all the good guys are supposed to shoot the active shooter. You are allowed to shoot before the active shooter starts shooting too. So if you're like, Joey is the active shooter, it's a game. You can shoot him. The learning stuff we're doing is keeping the calm and coolness as things are about to pop off. We're trying to read body language. We're trying to position ourselves well. And then we talk about the things that happen afterwards, right? So again, like I put a hand on everyone. There's an active shooter, one of them, maybe more, maybe me. Who fucking knows, right? And they're all walking around in this tight area, not talking. They're reading each other's body language, seeing who's positioning themselves where. And sometimes you can totally tell who the active shooter is, right? Because he's just walking around like he doesn't care because he knows it's him. So he actually should have looked a little sketched out. Sometimes, like what we had happen in North Carolina, it would be like, oh shit, Troy's the active shooter. And he'll be like, oh shit, Andrew's the active shooter. And I'll be like, oh shit, he's getting weird. He'll be like, oh shit, he's getting weird. And then we draw on each other and we shoot. And then someone else shoots at us. And then the bad guy shoots everyone. So thinking about that too, the fact that you're probably going to, like as an open carrier, you're probably going to get target glanced like a motherfucker by everyone. And people are going to be really like sketched out by you. It probably makes things even harder for situational awareness because you're probably getting so many looks. And then it becomes like, will that dude look at me because he wants to shoot me, because he wants to take my gun, or because he is sketched out by me carrying a gun? I'm going to write that down for that video too. Target glance is sketchy. But yeah, you have to be super situationally aware. And I would say it's like, it's hard to fucking blend in at all. And as a dude who wears like an Iron Pig, no, pointing out the wrong one again, Iron Pig armament hat everywhere, and something on me, like I wear my buddy's company's shirts all the time, like Radio Made Easy. I've got several of his shirts that I wear all the time. Wear tactical response shit, Sunny Physique is his shit, and whatever training company I have shirts from, I wear that shit. So it's also like I may as well be open carrying in the sense that I look like a gun guy and I have a beard and everything, and am a big dude or whatever. So like by all means, someone could read that, and I am not a gray man, but I'm also like, it's kind of whatever. It hasn't been necessarily an issue ever that I have seen, but I could be wrong too. Maybe I should buy gray shoes, gray pants, a flannel, and wear a sling bag everywhere I go. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Sorry, Garrett, I don't talk to the police. Mark Curse, it could certainly get interesting if I'm ever pulled over on my way to class, especially with that. Why would you ever need that mentality? Yeah. Yeah. And, the one thing to keep in mind too is like officers are allowed to take you out of the car and disarm you. So like that's like I'm against that too. Especially when I see fucking Jacksonville PD ending into the dude's leg, who was doing nothing wrong, but the chick fucking pulling the dude's gun out of his holster NDs with his gun into his leg. That's bullshit. Where it's like, would have been better off just being like, well, if he does anything, I'm gonna shoot him in the head right now. Like, like, like he would have been safer if they would have been thinking that way. All right. It's an awesome drill. Look who is not looking at different. We're talking about the secret active shooter drill. It's an awesome drill. Look at who is not looking at different people and who is lining up multiple targets. It doesn't always work that way, but more times than not, that's how it works. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it was, I think Ashley just decided Casey was the active shooter one time. And so she kept being sketched out by Casey. And then when things popped off, like people were shooting over here, these guys over here were shooting at those guys. And then Ashley just went and smoked Casey, even though Casey wasn't the bad guy. She just stopped paying attention to everyone else and only focused on Casey. I fucking love that game. There's huge training value in it. I really wish at Alumni Weekend we would have run that. I think I'm gonna next Alumni Weekend we're gonna run that. Yeah, I might just do that for Alumni Weekend because it's so fun. At least I want to run it at night. Last time we did the conveyor belt of death versus conveyor belt of death, only we're shooting steel and there's a bunch of bystanders in the way. And we explored breaking rules. Brian, thank you for being at the summit, Brian. And thank you for bringing your wife. She was awesome. She said she had a good time, so I hope she wasn't lying to me. I hope she actually enjoyed it. But that was one of the things of the summit too, and something I'm really going to try to do for the next one is, it may be you're not interested in this class, so you're going to go take this one. So like I do want to make it so you get exposure to everything this next time though, because people don't know what they need. And that was something that was brought to my attention. I was like, that is correct. Like there are things Sonny said that everyone should have heard. There are things that Mike talking about radio should have said that everyone should have heard. So I think there's a way I can do it where I'm not forcing students to take every class in a round robin and you get less information of the things you came there to learn about. Cause like I've had that where I go into an event and I'm sitting in a part of a class that I don't care about, and I didn't want anyone to have that. And I know no one had that, but they are missing pieces if I allow that too much. So I do want to make an adjustment on that. And I have a good idea on how I could do it and be successful with it. But she said, Brian's wife said that she was having a good time because she was like hanging out, making fires and stuff, and she said she had a good time. So I want it to be where your wife or girlfriend or your kid could come also, and they would all be like, damn, this was awesome. I'm so glad I was here. I should probably drink water, not just spit water out of my body. Garrett said, reading people is a skill, but it takes a bit to get used to. Always trying to blend into the crowd, but be aware of everything. Yeah. And it's even harder, for me and Garrett, we're bigger dudes. It's harder to blend into anything, right? Like you stick out when you're the bigger dude. And probably subconsciously it makes you like more of a threat too. Like it's been quite a while since I got in a fist fight, even though I've was in lots of places where fist fights were happening, and I just don't go to those places anymore. Like I don't go to concerts or bars, anything like that anymore. Um, but it, I think like being a big dude is like the God-given open carry to some people, except for short guys with cauliflower ears. They want to fuck you up. But also like for me, like rolling with, a family, like you got your wife, you got your kids, like if you got a little kid, your little kid attracts attention like crazy. Like everyone looks, not only, like a lot of it is just like, hey, look, there's a cute kid. And that gets it from the best people and the worst people. I took every class that I could that I've never taken before. I did not shoot a single live fire round until after the summit was over. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, and I was texting you earlier, Casey. It turns out I think I'm retarded on calendar dates. So yeah, I will be here next weekend because I have my daughter. I was planning on being PA, but scheduling things have gotten shift several times over the past few months. So I'm going to be here next weekend. So we should do some flashlight testing at my place and invite some people. Have a little we may do force on force, but I want to primarily do flashlight testing. I don't want to get burnt out doing force on force that night, but we could all hang out, make some food, do some Bible stuff, be a good time. And I'm home, man. I missed the summit. Also glad it was a success. Yeah, man, I would really appreciate having you there. Like I was telling them earlier, we're planning on doing the next one in Camden. We're just trying to work out a date, and then from there we can explore more. But I think Camden would be a great location and a familiar location for everyone. But yeah, hopefully you can make it to that one. And we're going to try to get up as soon as we can. What I'm shooting for is before the summer. You don't know what you don't know. Such a good paradigm. Yes. Did you know 100% of bar fights happen in bars? Yes. Brand Davis, Andrew, your beard won't let you blend in most places. Yes, this is true. This is definitely true. But I like it. Although, it's funny. I was talking with I was talking with Frank when tactical response was down. But like when I was working at a gun shop, that's when like the whole beard culture thing got super popular, and dudes had their beard as a part of their personality. Like, notice I only am talking about it right now. I generally don't really talk about having a beard. Motherfuckers that talk about their beard like an achievement, I hate that. And so there were so many guys in the shop I was working at that like their beard was a part of their personality. And the whole like beard oils thing and beard memes came about that. I shaved it because I thought it was so gay that I couldn't stand it anymore. And now I'm growing it again. But it's like I just trim it once in a while. Once in a while I go like, oh man, that looks too crazy. And then I trim it. It's like something else I regret. If you look at my real popular or all my YouTube shorts when I was pumping out like 2 or 3 a day, I had a tiny hat, and it was literally just because I didn't care. And then I look back at those videos and I'm like, man, I look stupid with that tiny hat. So now it's like this hat's still nice enough where I can wear it. But right here, this is a studio hat that stays nice. This shirt is a studio shirt so that it looks nice. And I'll wear my bleached out shit on the range. I don't fucking care, but like the beard is one of those things too, where it was like, I now like will look at a video and be like, man, that looks like crazy. I gotta be more presentable. But it was literally just I was like, what? Caring about that's gay. Who cares? Brandon, you would have loved the summit. Rocco, the summit was awesome. Enjoyed every minute of it and learned a lot. By the way, I was wanting to message you. I've just been fucking all over the place past couple days. How is your leg? Are you doing well? I want to know because Rocco really put out and hey, oh, one thing I'm glad about: no old guys fell over like during any of the shooting drills. Like because like I've had our one injury we had was an old guy running and he ate shit once, and I was like, hey man, remain in control. And then he did it again and then he separated his collarbone. And now I'm like, fucking, I have to like single out. I'm like, if you were 40 and up, you have to pay attention to how you're moving. But I also appreciate guys like putting out and not calling you old, Rocco, because my grandpa's old. You're not old. Mark Hirsch wore a gas mask during COVID to be a smartass, but it showed me how few people are actually paying attention in public. Trying to do in September again, if possible. I'd like my thing I'd like to do is I get one in Camden, and if that's selling out well enough, then I do another one. I've talked to Noah about doing NPA. I've also talked to Student of the Gun about doing one out there. I'd like it to be like, it'd be really cool if we could do like one a year in each part of the country. That would be awesome. It would be really good for our circle. But I have to promote better. I tried putting it on all the other instructors to promote with incentives of bonus and stuff. And oh yeah, in case like people didn't know, I am paying the instructors for being there. Like with the amount of instructors versus the amount of students, they're not getting much right now, but they came, and I seriously appreciate that. But like, it's like only generate so much money with the number of students versus instructors. So the payout isn't as good this time. I'm trying to, it needs to be a thing that they can actually like come to and be like, this was well worth it. So being that it didn't work so well with promotion on trying to put it on the other instructors to do it and offering like bonuses for coupon code use and that mandatory field of where did you hear about the summit, that wasn't effective. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it upon myself to promote the next one more than anything, and also, you could just look at guys who are putting out videos who's putting out the most right now. And even with the shit I do besides YouTube, like I put out the most videos. So I can't necessarily expect guys to suddenly start doing that. And if I expect them to do it, I should probably be doing it 10,000 times better than they are right now to lead by example. So I'm simply put, I'm going to have to take on, wear that hat. And you're going to see me posting about it way fucking harder. Like, that's part of why I'm doing this live stream right now, is to let people know, hey, I'm coming to Pennsylvania. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, rifle cheat codes on the 17th, patrolling the homestead on the 18th and 19th. You can go to Combat or Training to sign up, combatortraining.com. You can also look in the description. You can sign up for those. But like this stuff needs to be done more in order to make the next summit happen. Even right now, I need to get more classes on my schedule for Florida. But the idea for the next date is going to be before the summer. Got a new weapon light for my rifle. Light, crazy good. 160,000 Candela will set stuff on fire. Been awesome. Hell yeah. Something really interesting that Lewis and Sonny were showing at the summit that is like changed my perspective on flashlights is super high Candela and low. We're saying it's basically like I'm gonna try to keep this low now, but we're on fire. Yep. Okay, safety. Let's see if I can. Okay, so that hotspot, right? When it is and I have this on a super low mode right now, it's 15 lumens, but that hotspot right there, you can put that, like say that C is a dude's eyes, you put that in someone's eyes and it can be 300 lumens, and it's really bad for them. And if it's a super high candela, it can actually be damaging for them. But so like this is an example of a lower lumen, and say it was a high candela and it would look more like that. But when we go to something more like that, your eyes trying to adjust to it has a harder time. So it can be an insanely high candela, and you can shine that on something close to you, look right at that spot. It doesn't take your eyes long to adjust. But when it's a high lumen and you shine on something close to you, it takes your eyes longer to adjust. So it's not like you're going to get your night vision back, and you're going to get all the rhodopsin back into your eyes. But like, if you go out at night and you shine a bright light and then cut it off, and that there's like a little bit of time where it's like everything's dark and then it starts to come back. The lower lumen, the faster it comes back where you can see again. So that's one of the things I want to be testing with Casey and some of my other students, have them come over to my place, and I want to mess with that. And I want to create like a chart, do this as scientific as possible, and really look at it. Because I'm very agnostic to how to run low light. Like Sonny doesn't like, any of these techniques like Harry's or, Rogers, or like, cigar techniques or anything like that. And for good reason, and he can tell you about that in person, but he is a offset the light type of guy, and it makes a lot of sense. But again, I'm like, I see lots of different things from different guys, because Brian Sayers is like he just like turn the light on, leave it on. What's important now? It's like shooting that bad guy. And if your light's not on, you can't see where the fuck you're going. And that makes sense too. But it's kind of like Sunny's Way is amazing for overwhelming the threat. It is amazing for mobility, creating chaos on the bad guy. However, it's also a thing that you have to be fucking good at, and that matters. And that's with all Sunny's things, really. But if we talk about like your mom is going to be using a gun, we may as well just put a fucking weapon mounted light on it, because she's probably not going to be good with a handheld light and a pistol, and especially not doing it Sonny's way, where he's going to switch hands with the light and the pistol. And, and he has a lot of reasons why that make a ton of sense. And he's really effective. And I've fought him in the shoot house, and it sucks. Okay. But at the same time, it's like, there's other people that aren't going to be at that level. And I also think that's sort of like Brian Sayers' philosophy would work for some of those people. And again, like you're talking about your mom carrying a gun, may as well, like for low light, she's better off having a weapon mount light. Now are we going to be able to get her to carry that? Is it going to be on by or off by? It's a really weird subject. And there's so many variables, especially the low light, because it's not just about identify target, shoot target. And it's something that people forget most often when it comes to shooting stuff, is that you are also a target, which is a paraphrasing from Sonny thing I'm saying. So we're back. All right, hang on. I'm just going to make sure laptop doesn't die, because I just realized this was not plugged in. There we go. Hopefully that's plugged into the wall. Maybe not. Who knows? Yeah, it is. Okay. But yeah, so there's a lot of different stuff with low light, lots of variables. One thing, so I'm now looking for, all right, is it done reconnecting? Holy shit. All right. I am now looking for a super high candela lights and lower lumen. And I'm specifically looking at LEPs, which is laser excited phosphor. And that's basically how you can achieve the highest amounts of candela. And there are some lights that are decently sized that are really powerful. One of the other things that I saw, because like every time, everything I've ever done, when they describe candela, they were always just like, it throws further. The difference that I saw specifically with like the lights that Lewis and Sonny had that were LEPs was like punching through like this window of the truck, and being able to see with like shit behind the trees on the other side. So shining a light from here through the car window, and then back behind the trees over here. That was impressive. That was really impressive. So that's something I'm looking forward to exploring more. But at the same time, and this is where I want to do like the testing, like this EDC 29 from Nightcore, I think it's badass. I love it. And I'm starting to think that like this would probably be more of a task light that I would want. And then I'd want more of a handheld, like something probably would be good to have a tactician style with that momentary button. What I'm really looking forward to is like growing this YouTube channel, being able to get a company to get on board with making a light for me. And another question, does the Malkoff head work with a tactician? Does anyone know? Because I know they got like scout heads and shit. So could I put a Malkoff head on this, and would that get me the retarded amount of candela I want, or would it be just kind of like good candela, but not really as good as I'd like? But back to this one. So super, super powerful light, right? I can do this and it's 15 lumens. I can click it in and there's several different settings, but the highest one for constant on is a 1200, and I can half press for 3000 all the way press for 6500. They call it lumen shield, and that is a thing I think has value, is being able to create concealment behind you with an amazing amount of lumens. So I'm really looking into higher candela stuff right now, but I'm also still like, I do see value in high lumen, and I like this light more than anything. I fucking like it. If you ever want to buy one, let me know so I can give you my code, and then they'll want to send me more stuff. But it's interesting, and yeah, and Garrett, you should type out a 30-page document on low light stuff so I can just go ahead and read that and steal your knowledge. Also, I haven't had a time to sit down and actually go through that training book you gave me, but you should probably create like your own Facebook group or something, because you have a lot of great knowledge you could share. And right now you're hoarding it, and that's mean. That's bad. So you should at least give it all to me. All right, let me see what I've been missing. Okay. All right. Okay, right. All right. Camden would be awesome, just not when it's hot as fuck. Yeah. Hot as fuck all. I agree. But the funny thing is, it's all come to Camden. They'll be like, it's so hot outside. I'm like, I drove 12 hours north to get here. So no, it's not. I've also driven into Camden, had to drive all night to be a snowstorm. And they're talking about how they're in the South. And I'm like, it's snowing. No, you're not. But that's just my way of giving them shit. It's like you get to Canada and you go, God damn, it's cold as hell up here with all you Yankees. They love that. You should say that. Brandon, let me know if you'd like to use Greenwood for a class or summit. I definitely want to do pistol cheat codes at Greenwood. I really want you to take that class because I really think you would enjoy it. Kevin doesn't really have much on his schedule last time I looked that I can remember. for classes for me to come take, but I've been wanting to come up there and take another class. I met with him the other day because we raised fucking. I handed him a $1,000 cash for the aiming for truth, and then there's another $205 that went directly to his GoFundMe. But we raised $1,205, and then so we hung out, talked a little bit, and one of the things we talked about was having Ashley present for social media at the Train and Learn event too. Talking with Ashley, it may be a thing where we just like, because it's like she doesn't like hanging out in a hotel. She doesn't really want to do the Train and Learn. She's like, she wants to be with her baby all the time. And if I do the Train and Learn, then it kind of becomes a thing where she's hanging out in a hotel waiting for me to get done with class. So I'm not 100% sure that I'll be able to do the Train and Learn this time, because it may just be a thing where we help out, and then we're going to go get a cabin, have a little mini family vacation. Like, I want to support Kevin. I want to do what I can do. But we might end up doing it that way. Not sure. I do want to make a video for it. It's also, I think, like, I got a lot out of it, but like right now I'm thinking I need to more implement than go to another thing. And I think it's more for like the USCCA style instructors. I think they're going to get the most out of it. So I do want to make a video promoting it. I'm just not sure if I'm going to do the next one, but I would be down to teach there at the Train Learn, just to help Kevin, because I love you guys. I love what you're doing. And I do want to teach at Greenwood. I want to do pistol cheat codes. What I was wanting to do. Sorry, I have like total disorganized brain, and I connect dots in ways I make. But what I was wanting to do was go up there, take one of Kevin's classes, and then I want to hang out on the range and film a training DVD for rifle cheat codes. And for everyone watching, I got to do the classroom stuff for the pistol cheat codes. Then that will be out. Basic pistol cheat codes will be available on Liber TV by next Wednesday. So that's like an hour and a half long video I did for Liber TV. And it's the basic version. Right now, the amount of footage I have edited down from the range portions to the full pistol cheat codes DVD is 6 hours long. So it's literally like you're taking a full class, and you get to skip the part where you jam mags. Is Lewis in Texas now? Yes. Yeah, him and Josh DeWalt are sharing a place down there like 20 minutes from Sunny. And so Lewis has been helping with a lot of Sunny classes too, which is really good. And this is something I'm very excited for, because it's like I really like it. Like, you know, whenever Sunny talks, I learn something new. You know, Lewis and I have been on a more similar path, but now he's been around Sunny a lot more than I have. So I'm able to pick up on some good stuff from Lewis in that aspect. And hey, everyone text Lewis and be like, where's your website? Is it done? I heard it was done, because he's actually making his website now. So that's good. I'm really fucking happy. I know he's had a busy life over the past several years and lots of stuff going on, but he's actually like getting that done. He said he's putting in work. So that's good. Text Lewis and be like, hey, let me see your website. Because pressure helps. And also schedule Lewis. And Aaron Little also is looking for places to teach at. So obviously we'll get him in Florida, because I've been working on that for fucking 4 years now. But obviously he'll be coming to Florida. But if you're watching this here somewhere else, Aaron Little, Performance Edge, he was the dude traveling with Jaeger back in the early days of tactical response. He taught at the summit. Let me see what exactly. I want to make sure I don't screw up names of it, because I wasn't even able to be at his area because I was teaching during that. And then I had to go pick up Ashley, because Ashley likes to sleep in when she has no sleep the night before, which I understand. But Aaron taught a class called Protecting a Third Party / Stabby Stuff. So I was like, Aaron, I need there to be knife stuff in there. And he did. And there were shock knives, which is awesome. And that's probably glad I wasn't there for that part, because I don't like getting shocked. I love teaching low light. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh wait, sorry, I missed one. Love the work you are putting in, you using testing to see what works and what doesn't. Thanks, man. Yeah. Um, cool thing too. Developing a new EDC mag pouch with Sunny. He'll be the only dude selling it, and we were talking about some stuff that he was like, "Hey, I got this idea on how to carry the mag in it. And it's not like normal ways." And I was like, "Holy shit, that's fucking genius!" Because we see this problem when we do proving grounds pistols. We have a drill where you go, we're both at slide lock, and you're like muzzle to muzzle, and I go work, and you both have to move, get your gun loaded, and give one shot on the other guy. It needs to be a hit too, and there's bystanders in the way. Okay, and again, this is a drill, not a fucking scenario, because everyone who hears something like this, they're like, well, that would never happen in real life. Yeah, exactly. There also would never be a dude saying they're like, you Bill drill him in real life, but it's a useful skill, so that's why we're doing it. Anyways, guys trying to clear their shirt to get their mag because it's in one of those like holster connected with mag carrier things. Seeing them, the shirt gets in the way. They constantly are grabbing shirt with mag, or the shirt keeps falling down. We've seen where guys will fling their mag out of the thing as they're doing that. We've seen a lot of problems when you were actually moving and trying to get that gun loaded, especially under pressure and force on force. So something Sonny showed me, one of his ideas. I'm like, I think that's fucking a baller idea. I think it's genius, and it's going to work super fucking well. So I'm excited to get that thing done. I've got an idea. We've been prototyping the mag carrier. It's cool. It's just not comfortable. And so there's some things I'm about to change to make it better and more comfortable. And I already I think I've figured out how to do it. So hopefully that'll be available soon. Also, I bought some of Sonny's coffee, and I filmed me making cold brew yesterday, and I've been drinking it today. Super good. Hopefully Sonny gets his coffee on his website. I didn't see it there, but you could always ask him. And maybe he could PayPal invoice and ship it to you. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but Sonny's got some really fucking good coffee y'all should check out. And I'll put it on a video on how to make cold brew here shortly. I had filmed one before. I just lost the footage. So sorry. It's another thing at the summit, there was cold brew coffee that I made. So next summit, I think we can look forward to that again. Hopefully. I've been working nights for like 20 years, bro. That is insane. Garrett, stop that. That is awful. But I carry 4 lights every shift for each task, doing search, identify, task, backup. Hey, bro, send me links or names of any lights that you highly recommend. Yeah, just send me any of them that you highly recommend. I've been looking at ones I can get, because like Nightcore sent this to me for free. I want to get one of their headlamps that comes on like the cord strap that you can put on to be able to put in like in a med kit or keep on me EDC. There's also a let me look it up. I think it's Woobin, and it looks like a really sick. Let's see. Yeah, Woobin, the Woobin G5. I just entered their thing to hopefully have them send me shit for free. I know it's only $25, but like testing stuff for YouTube gets expensive. So, it's like when you've already bought tacticians and shit like that, buying more it sucks. So I had 1 year where I spent $2,000 on flashlights, and I'm like, this is a problem. So trying to get more shit for free. But this light also looks like it'd be a sick one to have for a task light, because it's like that head rotates. Let me pull up the pictures here. I could do the professional way, I guess. All right, Woobin G5. There we go. But also the what you call it? So the head rotates, but the clip also rotates. So I think it's a pretty cool concept. Now, hopefully you can see exactly what I'm doing here. All right. Let me click on that. I'll make it bigger. Yep. So it rotates like that. Again, cool colors and whatnot. Trying to show the clip rotating. But for a task light, I think it's pretty sick. It's 400 lumens too. So hopefully it's on a hand grenade. You can change the colors of it also. USB-C rechargeable. I guess you can put it in nice, cool. Yeah, I think it's a sick little light. I saw like a video on it, a really cool YouTube video someone did, where they're just like, flashlights are crazy now, and they showed that one, and then they showed the bigger version of this. This is the 6,500 lumen one. There's a 8,000 lumen one. Rocco just texted period. Now I feel bad. I feel like I said something wrong. The Malkoff should fit. All right, so I changed my head out from Mod Light OKW Legacy, and it's great. Okay, I'm gonna check that one out. All right, OKW is a great head, Adam. Yep. All right, great. Can you do a video explaining your 4 lights? That sounds interesting. Yeah. And also, if you want me to post that on YouTube, Garrett, I'd be willing to do that. Florida Summit, or at least bring Sunny down for a weekend. Oliver, I might be going to Texas for one of his classes. Check out his site if you see one that you want to go to that looks like I can make it to too. Talk to me about that, and maybe we could just both ride together. Ryan, I have a Mod Light Legacy that fits on the Tactician, 850 lumen and 44,000 candela. I can send it to you so you can fuck with it. All right. Brandon definitely would like that to take that class. Yeah, you dig it. The shooting on the move stuff we did, that's like it's technique on shooting that allows you to do that shooting on the move. And now it's a 2-day class. Before I was running as a 1-day and just running the students super hard. There's enough in there where it has to be a 2-day now. So you'll dig it. Also, again, I'm in Florida, 5-hour drive from the Greenwood Range. So check out what I'm doing down here. Y'all are more than welcome to stay at our house for train and learn. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we Ashley likes like renting those awesome cabins up there. So that's like a thing she like looks forward to. So that was like what we were talking about doing. But I've been keeping you in mind for next time I'm doing stuff up there for sure. Pistol Cheat Codes is an awesome class that you should Pistol Cheat Codes is an awesome class. You should take it if you are interested. Check out the AAR. Yeah, and also, Garrett, can I post that AAR to my product page for that? I was meaning to ask you that. I need to reach out to Aaron about hosting him in Greenwood. I will text him right now. He's doing hand-to-hand stuff primarily, though, so that's something to keep in mind. Not sure if he can do that. And I got to get him on a live stream soon. Give prayers to him also. His grandmother, Lois, passed like yesterday or the day before. So that would be much appreciated. 2,000 on flashlights, that's like rookie numbers. Oh, you guys see the things that St. Louis were talking about as far as going super low lumen but super high candela. It was interesting. It makes me think I should really give a fair shot to a 300 lumen flashlight. And I'm currently carrying a 6,500 lumen flashlight. You're welcome to post the AAR, anything to help you out, sir. Thank you. All right, guys. So final thing for everyone who's just jumping in. As you can see at the bottom, we got 2 classes going on in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania. Rifle cheat codes on October 17th. That is a Friday. It's a 500-round class, and it's not a basic rifle class. Like for anyone who's heard about the pistol cheat codes, it's like that for a rifle. But fucking shooting a rifle is way easier than shooting a pistol. So I'm able to accomplish that with fewer rounds and less time. I could make it a 2-day class very easily. There's a bunch of shit I would add, but for the purpose of the class, it has already been proving itself successful. Adding more time would literally just be giving students more practice, and I'm not so much about that. I'm not so much about like we're going to get good at this one thing today. I'm more about exposing students to new theories, ideas, techniques, showing them doors that they can go through. And then once I see that they're getting it well, I give them something else. I'm more about giving them more cheat codes and more information. I'm not so much about like, we're going to get good at this one drill and you're going to be awesome at it by the end of these 2 days. I don't believe in that. I'm not saying that there's no purpose to it. I just like, not the class I like to teach. So rifle cheat codes is like pistol cheat codes, but it's a 1-day class. It's heavily focused on being able to shoot on the move with a rifle, mobility with a rifle. Because pistol, hard to shoot, easy to keep running, easy to be mobile with. Rifle, easy to shoot, harder to be mobile with, harder to keep running. So heavy philosophy in rifle cheat codes is being able to be mobile with a rifle, not only for shooting on the move, but also like positional work, coming to a hard stop and being able to make that target, make that hit, and overall just becoming more fluid with the rifle where you are not fighting it. Like I want to talk with some guys, and Garrett, you plan on me pestering you with this, but one of the things I was thinking about is that at a certain point, like, yeah, when you're new, it's not like this. You have to focus heavily, but at a certain point, the shooting is way less about focus and mental energy spent on that. At a certain point, it's just, I believe it's cheat codes, it's technique. And as long as you follow that, it's not nearly as hard. There are some things you have to work hard towards. Like Brandon has a really fast draw. He has a really fucking fast draw. He worked at that. He put in time with that, and I have seen it, the fruits of his labor firsthand when he was student side by side with me in one of the no other choice classes. Garrett has worked super hard at what he does, but I do think at a certain point now, it's like he understands the stuff he has to do, and it's just like making sure like these techniques are being done correctly, and then it's kind of makes the shooting part easier. Like you're not having to use any brain power to do it. So anyways, got rifle cheat codes on the screen now, so you can take a picture of that, pause the video, whatever you need to do. And again, that is going to be on the 17th of Friday in Mount Carmel, PA. Gary Marvin from Tremis should be there. Mike from 0 Point should be there. Max Lozana should be there. Noah should be there. We have Patrolling the Homestead. Unfortunately, Jay will not be able to make it because he is being a really super good husband and went with his wife to Italy, and it was a thing his wife planned. Probably didn't look at Jay's schedule. Jay may not have looked at his schedule. I'm not sure, but he's being a good husband, and that's important. So that will be the 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday. That class you don't need ammo for, but certainly bring ammo, because we've done in that class where we do some of the like the peels and the break contact stuff, live fire. It's not about the shooting part. And there's a lot, the primary learning doesn't involve pressing the trigger at all. So that's also a good thing where it's like, if you were looking to get training and not trying to break the bank on ammo, Patrolling the Homestead, take that. There's a lot of good training in that. Mark Curtis in the chat is taking it. Max Lozana's taking it. Trying to think of, let's see. A bunch of Florida people have taken it. Casey's taken it. So you can ask any of them about it. It would also be a class that if you're planning on doing the contractor class, take this one, because I haven't done the contractor class. For myself, it's not really an interest of mine, the main thing. I need to do a lot of hand-to-hand stuff. I need to do jujitsu. I'm looking at getting enrolled in jujitsu local to me, like I've been talking about for a long time. That is something I need much more than that because of my infantry experience. But talking to everyone who did do contractor, they're like, this class would fucking supplement that super well. Oh, Lewis has taken it too. You could ask him. But yeah. So I'm gonna look at the comments one more time. Yeah, I'd like to see Aaron on a live feed. Me too. I will tell him that. Well, I learned stuff with 600 lumens. Thanks for all you're doing. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Garrett. I really appreciate it every time you say that. Gotta flick it off. Gotta flick it to full auto on the rifle movement. Yeah. I'd like to try that. I'd like to try my techniques applied with a machine gun. Another cool thing is I'm getting the Pig 9 from Iron Pig Armament, and it's like my version because I was like, I like this furniture better, so let's do that. Something I learned is like I thought it was super soft recoiling. It's super soft recoiling with my technique. It works perfect for my technique, so I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be running a 9mm AR for a bit, which 5 years ago, if I would have said that, I would have slapped myself in the nuts for saying it. If you're not training with Andrew, you need to fix yourself. He is awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Rocco. I seriously appreciate that. I appreciate you being at all my classes, dude. Next time, don't hurt your leg so you can be at the next one. Come on, man. Come on. Just kidding. I hope you heal up well. I wish Jay did more long form stuff. I'd love to know his thoughts from the trip. Like video stuff? Yeah, that would be good. I'd love to get with you about training and teaching so many things to pick your brain. I want to pick your brain, bro. You've been doing it longer than me. But yeah, I will let's have a nerd out conversation. Next time I'm driving, I'll definitely give you a call for sure too. You'll be the first one I think of. Phil took Patrolling the Homestead too. That's crazy. That's the first time I've seen Patrolling the Homestead as an acronym. Yeah, Phil was there. I haven't heard from Phil in a while. I hope he's doing well. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hey, please, if you could share this live stream, just share it to your Facebook. Something simple. If you got a friend in PA or near PA that's looking for training, share it to them. We're looking to expand. Like this is, this is on you guys, really. You guys are the ones that really spread the word. This is just me giving you a reason to spread the word. And so, just like the Combat Arts Summit, man, that happened because of the students. Tactical response happened because of the students. And so, a part of, if you want all this stuff to keep going, you got to do the work. You got to be fucking out there spreading the word. As Andy Frisell would say, you got to pay the fee. You got to share the show. So it's on you to do that. And if we want America to be better, if we want our culture to improve, if we want to be harder to kill, that is the thing that we have to do. It's like I was talking with Lewis about it, and I was like, bro, we're in a popularity contest. It's just like voting, all the instructors we talk about because they are really good at the marketing side. And so that's something I'm really trying to be better at. And it's like, you will see shit from really popular instructors and you're like, I know that's wrong, but no one else knows that's wrong because it's just like, who the president is. It's a popularity contest. It really is. So, if you believe in what we're doing, if you believe what I'm doing, or Tactical Response, or Tremis, or Jay, or Sonny, you got to share their shit. Please do that. And I really appreciate it every time you do. One of the moments where I was like, damn, that's fucking amazing is that Casey Kemp showed up to my class. He said that Jaeger dropped my name. And I was like, wow. I was like, I've made it, that is the coolest feeling in the world. All right, people. I'd say the same on 9mm rifle, but I built a Sten gun, so I got one now. Smash that like button. Yes, thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to go be with my family. Thank you, everyone. Again, thank you for making the summit happen. Fucking so cool. I'm so humbled by that, and that means the world to me. I was like, I was a little choked up, when we had the final talk at the end, and like, it's seriously appreciate. Thank you guys, all my students. Like, you guys mean the fucking world to me. Like, anything I can do, if I suck at getting it done, just fucking pester me. But I want to do shit for you guys, because you guys have done so much for me. Like, I love you guys. You are my chosen family. Thank you so much. Keep fighting communism. Kill all pedophiles. And remember that training saves lives.